Good morning, everybody. It's Max McAllister from Traxxion Dynamics, and today I'm going to show you how I've mounted Clearwater lightings, Clearwater lights, Sevina lights under the mirrors of this 2021 Goldwing. Their kit is applicable, obviously, to the 2018 and up model Goldwings. But the reason I'm doing this video is, one, they don't have any instructions on how to do it, and the second reason is the parts they provide make it absurdly bordering on impossible to assemble, and so I've come up with a better way to do it to hopefully help you if you're ever going to buy or install this kit. So what you have is, this is the Sevina light. And on the bottom of the stock Honda mirror, there are some pre-drilled and tapped holes there. One that holds the stock Honda plastic decorative piece that fills this void in front of here and trims it out and makes it look attractive. It's held on by a single 5mm head Allen bolt. You remove that and remove the mirror before installing the Clearwater lights. So this is the limit of the instructions on how to assemble this. Review the exploded diagram below for mounting your Clearwater lights. As shown for the bike's right side. The left, that's it. So you go, okay, how hard could it be? By the way, if you can't figure out the two bolts going here and that bolts that bracket to that bracket, well then you probably shouldn't be doing this job. So past that, so you say you've sub-assembled this. Now they provide a pair of chopped up, modified stock mirror trim parts. So these are the mirror trim parts that go up under there and trim this out so that it looks nice from where you're sitting. All right. So what they do is, to make their bracket, they cut this pocket into the part here. They cut a big hole in it. Here, let me reflect against that, all right? Now, so this is what their part looks like. I've cut this up because I've been trying to find a better way to do it. So anyway, you get it looks like this. Now, the bracket they have, the mounting bracket, is actually in a very elaborate part. It fits and works great, and is a very strong and solid part for the lights. The lights are very, very securely mounted. That part's really nice. Where the thing comes off the rails is trying to put the trim piece back on. So clearly the instructions here don't show it, don't mention it, other than down here it says modified mirror cover. There's a picture here. Here it doesn't show the modified mirror cover. Here is a picture of modified mirror cover installed. So anyway, here's the trick. That piece gets sandwiched between their mounting bracket and the mirror. So you say, okay, well, let's put that together and put it on the bike. Well, when you do that, the plastic guard, the two bolts that hold the mirror on, are behind this cover. So, okay, well, how am I supposed to put the hardware in? So you take it all back apart, and you say, well, I'll start by putting the mirror on. So when you put the mirror on, put this cover up into place, then their bracket won't pass between the fairing and the mirror. So that won't work either. So next you say, well, let's leave the mirror really floppy loose. Then put this part in and try and put that on. This still won't go past the fairing, still won't fit. So it brings you to the conclusion that the only way that this can go together is you do have to pre-assemble the light to the mirror and then put the mirror on, which brings you back to, how am I supposed to put the bolts in? So I took one and tried chopping this guard out of it just so that I could, try and get to the two bolts. That didn't really work. So only thing I can figure out that they intend is, you're supposed to take this thing and bend the crap out of it backwards to try and get to the bolts while you're trying to hold this 5-pound light and mirror up there, and keep the cables in the right locations. Now, past that, they don't have any place, no slot or groove cut for the cables entering from the light, entering the side, using their thing. So, I've seen a couple other bikes come through with these, and guess what's not on the bike? They just
don't put this on because it's just too difficult to put this part back on, and particularly with no video or no instructions on how they're intended for you to do it. So anyway, what I've done is set about cutting up that bracket to try and get it to fit, and I went through a whole bunch of iterations, but what I've arrived at is a part that looks like this. So if you come over here, by the way, I do add one single zip tie to the cord here to just make it tight and follow the line of the bracket so there's nothing ugly or flapping in the wind. So I cut the bracket up significantly. So all I'm really trying to accomplish is, the bottom side, nobody's looking at the bottom of the underneath of your bike, so I'm worried about what the driver sees when he's sitting here. So I've cut away all of this, everything except for the part that the driver's really going to look at. And so important that to get to this, I've got a piece of Velcro on their mount here. Let me hold the light up. So there's Velcro there, and I cut all of the plastic out of the inside here and grind it flush so that this is a flat face here, and then put the mating piece of Velcro there. And there's kind of cues as to where you cut to. So this is one I haven't finished yet. So you need to grind all of this plastic out so that it's just a smooth vertical wall with no lip. So grind all this lip out. You need to cut into this corner and take that away. Take that plastic away. There's another edge or angle here. Cut that off to there. And once that's all ground up, you'll fit a nice piece of Velcro into that slot. And then there's 3 engagement points. The first one is this tab goes up into a hole. You can kind of push the mirror away. That goes up into a hole. Second one is this tab down at the bottom, snaps into the fairing. The third one is forward, snaps in. When you put the Velcro down, this piece is, secure and solid. Then pull the mirror forward, and now you have a very clean and polished looking appearance, factory actually, looking appearance on the mirror from the driver's aspect, which is, the most important part and all that really matters. So the big difference so I spent an hour and a half one night trying to get one mirror on, which I accomplished, but nobody's gonna wanna pay the motorcycle mechanic, $125 an hour or whatever your shop rate is to take one mirror on and off and the other mirror on and off and then put them back on. So it was a ridiculous setup. And so the difference with this is I can just take this off. There's the 2 bolts, take the 2 bolts off, disconnect the 2 wires, and the mirror's off in actually probably less time than the factory Honda part. So this is how I suggest you do this. So installed again, it also leaves room for the cable to pass in under the fairing, so now there is a pocket for it to do that, and so you don't have to see the wire. And there's again the zip tie that cleans it up. So that's my installation. Those are my installation suggestions for hanging the Clearwater Sevina lights on a 2018 plus Honda Goldwing. So hopefully this helps you if you're going to tackle this installation one day, or if you're going to buy these lights and have someone install it for you, you may want to send them a link to this video so that they don't charge you a whole bunch of money trying to figure out how to get these lights to go onto the bike. So my name's Max. Please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to share with your friends and subscribe to my channel.